Don will pick up the changes if there have been too many. Greg looks injured and he's on the interchange. 6-8, 7-3. Start of the second half. Vidovic goes against Wine. Wine runs straight into Vidovic. Indecisive. Burke gets a quick kick to centre half forward. Smith at the back had a height advantage on Bowie. Tapped it in front and then cleverly off the ground to get it away towards centre wing. The handball by Collingham. Taken by Atkins. Atkins sweeps the handball over to Crediel. Back to Atkins. So Atkins has now had 22 possessions as he kicks. Oh, good Mark Royal. Did he hang on? Yes.
Well, it was Del Rey for a moment. Quickly looking. You can see there how the umpire talking to Shanahan and also Royal joining in as well.
It's like a major conference for a moment there, Don, a summit meeting.
Looks like the umpire should be picking up Royal, the size difference.
That's where I think the infringement might have been. But anyway, you've got to earn them, don't you?
Royal, now the last time he was in this position, he kicked the ball to Del Rey on a lead, but I noticed Winmar's dropped into the hole that was there the last time. Royal's drop punt right there. Coleman pushes Morris in the back and gives away a free kick.
Then put yourself in front. Let's make a contest. They're too hard to give away those.
So Morris from fullback.
Kicks St Kilda into attack. A long kick. At the back was Lazar Vidovic. And gets a good hand on it there and taps St Kilda forward again. Wind at the bottom of the pack. Frost with his left foot. A low trajectory kick. A poor one. But out comes Del Rey. He's tackled by Frawley from behind. No free kick from the umpire. Royal over the back. Gives it to Coleman, who just waltzes across the line with a goal. His second. And Footscray's first for the second half. They go further ahead now, 8-3 to 6-8.
Well, Brian Royal responsible for that. It's not a good kick here by Frost. Del Rey trying to take on Frawley, just a little too slow. And here's the Greg Healy look-alike in a Footscray jumper. Brian Royal. And across to Glenn Coleman, right in the goal square unattended. An easy goal to Coleman. Interesting battle there they are, Shanahan and Royal.
Margin 7 points, 8-3 to 6-8, 51 to 44. Vidovic and Wine. Important moment in the game now. St Kilda must respond. Frost back to Atkins, 23rd possession. Towards half forward, Royal caught underneath it. Did well to back into Shanahan. Now Hilton. Drop punt. Not good. Tui didn't go for the mark. Let it bounce. Burke runs him over the line, and I thought Tui could have done better if he'd been more positive at the footy.
That's an interesting matchup. Burke on Tui. Burke got a lot of speed. Tui not all that quick, but very strong.
Had 18 possessions, Burke, so he's been a thorn. Fletcher caught high, free kick against Crediel. Liberatore, the first tackle was legitimate, but Crediel came over the top. Here's Fletcher from centre wing.
Put St Kilda into attack. Over the back came Bigham. Tui on the left foot. At the back it's St Kilda with numbers. Lazar Vidovic too tall for Simon Atkins. Slips as he goes forward. Looking for Dwyer. Dwyer comes through, tries to take a chest mark. Should have had the arms out extended. Good vision, however, gives it to Winmar. Winmar will run straight round Tui. Left him flat-footed, but he kicks it across the face of goal. And at the behind play is Danny Craven.
Ask him why he's down on the ground. He copped one from Bernard Tui on the run through. Point of an elbow to the back of the head.
Campbell. Wine's not going to get there. McAdam, well, he should have taken it. I wonder if Kenny Shorten will be on the phone again. Stanfield's kick into the centre. Hilton goes to ground. Fletcher. Harvey, who's not fully fit after a magnificent first half. He had 13 kicks in the second term. Fletcher caught. Gee, the tackling's good by Footscray at the moment. Frost off the ground. Harvey off the ground. And it'll be a ball in at centre wing. Robert Harvey, who struggled, it looked like he might have copped a knee just before half-time. Look at those stats, 18 and 7, 25. Quite remarkable. If he maintained that, he'd be up around 50. You wouldn't expect him to be able to do that. Atkins' quick kick out on the full. And it'll be St Kilda to bring it back in. Getting very dark at Moorabbin. It's a chilling day, middle of winter. And Harvey to bring it back in with the Saints trailing by a goal. And he goes very short to Fletcher. Fletcher to centre wing. kick to half forward. Marked by Vidovic. Again goes short. Loose man created. Craven. Smith coming in late. So Craven from about 50 metres, he'll kick it. Lockett's back in the goal square. Craven goes short. Or kicks it quickly, I should say, towards Lockett. Wine was in the front spot and forced through for another behind. So the Saints are up to 6-10 and they trail Footscray 8-3. 5-point ball game, 16 shots to 11, but St Kilda behind.
Campbell once again favours the outer side. He kicks it high. That wind possibly just dropping a little bit. A free kick has been plucked out here. And we'll go to Stanfield. Stanfield brings it to the centre, looking for Coleman, who attempts to knock the ball on. Frost with the one off the ground, a topo. Collingwood drops his head, runs into Fletcher there. Could have been a free kick to Fletcher. Coleman onto Atkins. A mongrel kick from Atkins isn't good. Morris comes across and spoils. Del Rey gets it back to Royal, who dummies, feints a dummy and goes round, but can only get it through from behind. Perhaps Royal just starting to show that Shanahan may not be the man.
Smart play by Del Rey. Quick play, getting that crisp handball to Royal to set that play up.
Once again, Footscray using the zone defence from these kick-ins. Morrissey goes straight over the top of all players. Wine punches the ball down. Harvey couldn't go with it. This time it's Craven. Craven, good hands to Dwyer. Dwyer sucks in a player, gets it to Vidovic, who gives it to the dangerous Harvey. Onto the left foot goes Harvey. This ball's rolled 25 metres. It's coming through to Lockett, who skittles McPherson at the back of the pack. And McPherson takes a free kick for 18 stone in the back.
Tough boy McPherson. He's a hard man. He's kicked to centre wing. Burke was at the back. Coleman, Liberatore on the up to Atkins was very good. Atkins not such a good kick. Morris should be able to take it. Collingwood to try and worry him out of it, and he did. Broke one tackle, got a little left foot away, went nowhere in the end. It was held up, tapped on. Oh, Fletcher crunched by Liberatore.
Oh, what is that for? Oh, I agree with Tony Liberatore, who's just going down low for the ball. Oh, these umpires really do pay some ticky-touch-wood decisions.
Coghlan missed it, gets a second grab and runs around his opponent to attack from centre wing with a wobbly-looking kick. And that's a good mark taken by Bingham. Quickly gives it off to Winmar. Winmar with a high one. Lockett outnumbered. Wind in the front. Campbell at the back. Lockett comes in for a spoil out of play. Tony saying that Campbell shepherding, providing a cover for Wind, but nothing giving as far as the umpire's concerned. Ball in the pocket. The Saints attacking.
And looking good in this early part of the third quarter. Wine gets the ball to the ground. Winmar appeals for the free kick. Off the ground went Tui, but only as far as Robert Harvey, who is probably the best balanced player in the AFL, along with Dacos at the moment. A short kick from Harvey finds Lazar Vidovic. There isn't the greatest shot at goal, but he'll shoot here almost directly in front and only 30 metres out, as you saw there on the wide shot.
I was impressed with Harvey's game on Tuesday night. I really didn't realise before how he could dispose of the ball, and it was just magnificent. 40-metre passes on Tuesday night in the State of Origin game, Victoria, South Australia, and that was a classical pass on that occasion. No more than a metre above the ground at the highest point, and hit Lazar Vidovic at centre-half forward.
Well, he's kicked one goal only in his career to date. Is this his second, a high point in his career? No, a low point. Only behind, pulled it left. So St Kilda 6-11, 17 scoring shots to Footscray 8-4.
Campbell again, the drop punt, Wine and Critiuk were there. Fletcher robbed it very well to Burke on the run, well played. Burke kicks the goal, the Saints in front. 7-11 to 8-4. Burke with his first goal. A lovely handball to set him up on the run.
Well, here it is, the punch down. Vidovic won't receive anything as far as plaudits. It'll all go to Burke and Fletcher. But it was he behind who punched the ball, set it running, put it 20 metres out in front to those small fellows. Good play, Vidovic.
Coughlin into the middle on Simon Atkins. Obviously Sheldon worried about the possessions that Atkins was getting for Footscray in that second quarter. Wind wins the tap, goes to Baxter, sits nicely for him, and he goes with the left foot. It's a poor kick, it goes high, but Ballantyne with a good mark comes over the back.
He's impressive, Ballantyne. Very, very impressive.
Yes, had an excellent leap there. Too tall for Grant on that occasion as Ballantyne kicks the ball high, sits in the wind. At the back was Del Rey. St Kilda need a runner, but there's no one there. And Shanahan cautiously knocks the ball over the line from behind.
I'd like to know what Danny Frawley's saying to the umpire. A little upset with the way that Del Rey disposed of him when both were going for that ball.
Kickett and Gregg on the bench for St Kilda. Gregg had the job on Atkins early in the piece and wasn't winning enough ball to neutralise his effect. Morrissey goes wide. He's got Gilbert McAdam, who splits the two posts of the zone and slips on that occasion, but fortunately finds Dwyer on their half-back flank.
Centering kick, Bingham a target. Front spot was Reynolds. Craven's quick kick to a space. Campbell versus Lockett, and getting there earlier, Bowie. Smith off the ground, out of play. Scores level here at 53 apiece. Smith, the first-year player. The 19-year-old. 7-11 to 8-5. Such an important game for both. If Footscray win this, they'll confirm a top 4 spot. If St Kilda win, they stay very much in the running, and the losses are going to be damaging to both. Held up at half forward. Test of strength. Footscray's been involved in a couple of very close matches of late against Collingwood and also Geelong. They came out on the wrong end both times. The Saints beaten surprisingly last week. Wine takes it out of the ruck. Kicks the ball back to Coleman and Morris. It's been a good duel. Atkins, well, he probably should have left it Coleman for Atkins. Still Coleman. The handball had a bit on it. Baxter got a bad bounce. Morris attacks it. Oh, the tackle was excellent. Morris's strength okay. Reynolds went to ground. On the up by Bingham. A well-played Coughlin. Bingham, beautiful footy to Lockett, who misses it. Drops it. A sitter, I reckon, for the big fellow. And Liberatore away from half-back and swings it to Baxter.
The great escape for the Dogs. They bring the ball up their forward line. A poor handball from Liberatore to Coleman, who's got a bout of the fumbles. He gets it out there to Crediuk, who's tackled well from behind by Fletcher. Gets it now to Baxter. Baxter steadies. Looks for Ballantyne, who pushes Grant in the back. Well, I didn't think there was much in it, but he didn't do a good job of disguising it. Left the umpire with no option other than to pay the free kick. Grant comes across the ground, looking for Vidovic. At the back of the pack was Hilton, who stayed down and did it well, getting the handball to Dwyer. Dwyer on to Pekin, who goes down looking for the big fella in Lockett. But well done, Campbell. Burke rides it well, however. He can't convert. And he kicks 1-1 now for this quarter.
This game certainly pegged up a gear. Starting to move it with some urgency. Players on both sides realising we've got to get the ascendancies. A critical third quarter. And they point the difference.
Campbell wind as his target and getting in there Stanfield. Fletcher. Craven over the top of it. Liberatore holding it up. And it'll be a bounce down with St Kilda in attack. Leading by a behind. Chris Mitchell, Brian Sheehan, the umpires today. Throwing it up, Chris Mitchell. Wind versus Vidovic. Quick kick by Harvey. Lockett and Campbell. Tui goes back. Dwyer looks for a free kick and gets it. Gee! It's got to come back.
Thought there might have been a free kick earlier before Dwyer got that one. Yes, I think that Tui could have been infringed upon. We might get it in replay. We'll watch this in replay. There's the one that I thought maybe Tui. But you can see there the one on Dwyer right in front of the umpire. There's Tui's. I thought that could have been a free. Maybe he was already going to ground, but a real chance here for Dwyer.
Well, he's kicking from about 30 metres, 25 metres, straight in front. Missed the last 10 senior matches twice, been in the reserves. High drop punt goal. And the Saints lead 8-12 to 8-5.
Been a valuable contributor today. Mark Dwyer, Campbell. Here's the free kick. Tui maybe, but then it's Campbell. Dwyer did that well, just pushed it out in front. Campbell committed himself to the tackle and gave away a free kick, holding the man.
Ball back in the middle. St Kilda lead by 7 points. Mark Dwyer kicked his first goal for the quarter. Other goal kickers, Burke, Lockett and McAdam. Coughlin back in the middle now. Fletcher taken to the ground. He's taken a little bit high by Liberatore. The umpire ignores it and will affect a bounce. Right in the middle of the ground at Moorabbin. Wind once again. Taps it straight to St Kilda's Dwyer, however, and he pushes St Kilda back in attack. Smith a little bit quick out on that half-forward flank for Bowie. Once again, the ball will be thrown in on the half-forward flank for St Kilda. Interesting to note that Footscray average 112 points at home and only 108 points at their home ground in the Western Oval. As Dwyer pumps the ball long into St Kilda's forward line, the back was Campbell, who lays glove on ball, and another point to St Kilda.
8-13, 8-5. It's done all right, Campbell. Lockett certainly has contributed with 4 goals, but the ball's been down there a fair bit, and Campbell's been able to hold up a lot of attacks. Wind, well played by Bingham. Wind unable to take the marks that has been directed at him by Campbell. Winmar's kick.
Oh, good mark.
Stanfield comes in. At centre half back. Footscray have got to hold firm because St Kilda are on top, leading only by 8 points, but the momentum's with them. Frost in the front spot from McAdam. McPherson to Coleman, and still in play. Probably should have run it out. Off the ground, Morris. Dwyer, and still in play. McAdam, Liberatore, off the Dwyer, free kick Footscray, out on the full.
It's the unfortunate part of that rule. It was the intent of Dwyer to put that over the ball, but it came off his foot.
Liberatore to Ballantyne, no free kick. Grant was strong against him. McAdam goes back to Morris. Morris with a high one to centre wing. Tui and Burke both going for the spoil. Tui claiming it. Well played, Bernard. To Atkins. Atkins short, neat, precise. Finds Coleman. Can Footscray set something up? Coleman slow motion for the moment. The kick to Delray on the lead. With him is Frawley. Or Delray not paid. It was a very good attempt. Pekin tries to get it away. Frawley caught. Gets a quick handball to the space. Wine lumbering out after it. Atkins provides the shepherd. Wine gives it to Atkins. They're unable to get away from it. Shanahan caught. It's tough and hard. High tackle on Wine. Free kick. They battled hard, the doggy boys, and they're going to get it. To Atkins. Atkins now towards Frost it is. Unable to take it. Will Mansfield kick a goal? Drop punt. Royal sits underneath it. Waits for it. Still underneath it, and will get a free kick.
There's a Footscray player down behind play, Bruce. There he is. Pretty hook. Looks like he's all right. He's up. He's got away from the trainers. Royal had to stand his ground. Anyone who's played football has been in that position of Royal, and a lot of ducked their head, but Royal kept his eye on the ball. The former captain has a chance.
He's kicked 2 today, 33 for the season. Drop punt, kicks the goal. 3 for Royal, and Footscray keep hanging in at 9-5 to 8-13. So Don, his contribution's been very good at 3 goals too.
Here it is, the build-up. Mansfield, now watch Royal hold his place. Oh. Frawley giving away the free kick.
Wine with the big knock. Doesn't get it down to Liberatore, but off the boundary line comes Credilook. Crashes through the pack. And players are stacked one on top of each other like a packet of crumpets in the middle here at Moorabbin.
There was a bit going on down there, wasn't there? Winmar unhappy. He's pointing the finger at Credihook, and Reynolds gives Winmar something to go on with.
Pointing the bone was Winmar. Harvey out of the middle. Bingham will take a free kick. Quickly moves it on now. Obviously instructed to get it long to Lockett. At the back is Lockett. Couldn't get two bites on it. Underneath came Fletcher. Burke now with pressure from Toohey and Smith. There's Fletcher again. He just brings the ball over the boundary line. 35 metres out from St Kilda's left-hand point post. 8-13 plays 9-5. Footscray doing well into the win. Bingham and Wine. Liberatore taken high. Bowie round the corner. It was Craven. And a point there to Denny Craven is St Kilda's 14th point. And pretty poor kicking now for St Kilda as Campbell drives Footscray back into attack.
Again the target, Wine. Coughlin read it well. The Saints have done well off that play. Now Atkins. No free kick there to Craven off the ball. Mark taken by Credihook. Inside, handball wasn't 100%. Liberatore goes over to Stanfield. The kick to centre half forward. McAdam nearly a screamer, unable to. Caught, still caught. Mansfield tried to shuffle a handball through, gets a free kick over the shoulder.
Well, he's trying to get that through to Royal. Lucky to get that free kick.
3 points the margin. Del Rey the pass. Takes a good mark. That's a terrific mark. Grant really putting the pressure on.
There's Grant playing on Del Rey now because Frawley is picking up Ballantyne. Maybe they've made a change. St Kilda.
Now Del Rey from 35 metres out. He's kicked three. And you'd back him from here, Don, I reckon. He's about 35.
Well, on his past record, Bruce, you'd have to.
This to put Footscray in front. Del Rey lines it up. Drop punt. Brings it back pretty well as a goal. The Dogs are in front at Moorabbin at 10-5 to 8-14. Del Rey has kicked four. So, Don, Del Rey and Royal, they've got 7 goals.
Well, a real purple patch, isn't it, for Del Rey as far as his kicking for goal goes. He really does allow for everything. The breeze, the angle. That was a magnificent kick. Again, that one moved in mid-air, but it still split the big sticks.
So Danny Del Rey only 3 goals away from a half-century. Be a big milestone in his career, the boy from Williamstown, as Bingham picks the ball up and drives St Kilda into attack. Lockett playing from behind at the present time. Campbell doing well in front as he soccers that ball to the boundary line. Bowie in front of Smith. Smith edges the ball to the boundary line, and it's taken over there by Fletcher.
Umpire Brian Sheehan not in the position to see Lockett and Campbell, but on that occasion it was Lockett who was holding Campbell.
Wine takes the front spot, throws the arm back for protection, does it well, grabs it out of midair and gets the kick forward to Coleman. Coleman just lying on the ball, should be penalised. Brian Shee doesn't believe so, and he'll come in and take a bounce. Players lying on the ball should be penalised. Wine hits the ball to Atkins towards the boundary line. A quick handball over, finds Collingwood, and away he goes. That's his second bounce. Comes onto his right foot, a poor kick off the boot. Leading the way is Shanahan, who bursts through the pack and kicks St Kilda into attack with a scrubbing left foot.
Oh, great mark, Lippers. Terrific mark. In the centre. He's been important today, Liberatore. Left foot gets some distance. Ballantyne the target, but Morris comes across to take the mark. Wasn't a very good kick by Liberatore. Morris's high ball. Vidovic in the front. Wind at the back. Helping out was Toohey. Reynolds round the body. Didn't look. Will Frost get a good bounce? Makes something of it. Quickly Credihook, a high one. Del Rey versus Grant, body to body. It's Del Rey to kick his 5th. Go boy, and through. 5 for Denny. and the Doggies have slipped away at 11-5 to 8-14.
Well, a very jubilant Danny Del Rey. Again, a tussle, he and Grant, as the ball came down. But it was Del Rey who just pulled himself away from Grant and went into that open goal. His 5th goal. Exciting game here as far as the scores go. Who can get the break? Critical quarter, the 3rd quarter. And the game has certainly picked up in tempo.
Well, Danny Boy would certainly just about be breaking into song down there on the forward line for Footscray. 2 away now from his half-century. St Kilda must win this one out of the middle. They trail by 9 points. They're kicking with the wind. And really their season could hinge on how they respond at this present time. Wine once again. He's been better in this quarter. Gets first use of the ball down to Liberatore. Liberatore, how did he get that out of the pack? Weaves his way through, but only as far as McAdam. McAdam with the defensive role today. Round the corner, high. Over the back came Reynolds. Fletcher, quick hands, finds Frankie. Frankie doesn't go to Hollywood. He goes all the way. Could it roll through? A behind. Another behind to St Kilda. Having a look at the wrestle here. It could have just needed a little bit of an off break for a goal.
Campbell in the same spot every time he kicks it in. Gets good distance. Wine's always the target. Bingham's handball. Winmar. He's been a bit quieter in this term. Liberatore over the top, and Chris Mitchell will take the footy. 63 to 71. Don, do you feel Footscray just has the initiative?
Well, 8 points, Bruce. At the moment they're playing well, but I wouldn't deny St Kilda because they got Lockett up forward, and the way they move the ball, any kick could happen. The game's still in the balance.
Gee, it was a high tackle on Morris there and was able to get away with it. Here's Hilton, well played to Dwyer. Dwyer from centre wing. Oh, played by Mansfield. Frost to McPherson. The little give was okay. Mansfield towards Royal and Shanahan. Shanahan at the back. Grant and Kolinick. Kolinick with real speed to take it off Grant. Then ducks his head. Now Harvey, who's had a less effect in this term, obviously injured. Liberatore's having a purple patch. He's played wonderfully well, little Libbers. The kick to Coleman, who's on his own. Coleman with a little one. A big stretch. Now Baxter running for him. He's held it up, Coleman. Then pops it over towards Del Rey. Not a very good kick. Here's Kolinick. Kolinick's handball to Atkins. Free kick against Kolinick going to St Kilda in the back pocket, and it's Pekin. So Pekin from the back pocket, and gee, Coleman didn't do very well there. They should have set that up better, Footscray.
Yes, his skill's letting him down a little bit as the ball comes to the centre of the ground. Fletcher has time to kick and goes down the corridor, but at the back of the pack was Stanfield.
Quite a solid, serviceable game today, Stanfield.
He's a quiet achiever for Footscray, growing in stature as their season goes on. Baxter takes an easy mark. Footscray getting the runners now, getting people away, getting them on their own. Some ominous signs for St Kilda as this man is starting to dominate around the aerial battles. Wine kicks the ball long. Through comes the skipper in Frawley. Looks up the middle. He'll be looking for Shanahan at the back. Over comes Bingham, I should say, to Burke. Burke, poor vision. Gets skittled there by Atkins, who turns the ball over and puts Footscray back into attack. But another poor disposal, and Grant does well at the back of the pack with a fine mark. He goes wide and gives it to Winmar. Winmar's got Del Rey. Winmar pumps St Kilda forward, looking for some assistance on the breeze. But Tui, who seems to be rising in confidence as this game goes forward, takes a good mark across half-back.
Holds it up for a moment, the veteran. Short to Wine. Now Reynolds, Wine takes Coughlin on and now gets caught. Still well played. Reynolds, a tough ball here.
Dropping it.
To Smith. To Atkins. Should handball and does over the top. Stanfield's away. Low drop punt, getting pushed Ballantyne. Oh, good mark, Grant.
Yeah, why wasn't Ballantyne awarded a free kick? I thought Grant really did give him a decent shove out.
Yeah, straight in the back, Don, no question about that. Here's Bowie, who's had a quiet one. At centre wing, touches it on the ground once, goes with a drop punt towards half forward. Smith fell over. Reynolds, with him Coughlin. Reynolds to run it to the boundary line, and he's happy with that. As we're inside the last minute of this third term, and it's 71-63, and wouldn't the Saints love a goal now?
They certainly would. They've averaged 137 points here at Moorabbin in their 5 games. As through comes Harvey. Is he the match winner for St Kilda? Finds Lockett. How many times do you see those two combining? Robert Harvey to Tony Lockett.
Always looking for somebody, Harvey. We've seen that on countless occasions today.
Tony Lockett looking for his 5th goal. Kicked 3 in the first, 1 in the second. But this be his first for the quarter from 25 yards out. Leans back, umpire looks straight ahead, a goal. No mistake there from Tony Lockett. He keeps St Kilda in touch. They move to only 2 points behind, 9-15 to 11-5.
4 of those goals of Lockett coming in the first quarter. Here's Harvey. Picks up a million possessions around the midfield. And Lockett, he still doesn't look fit, breathing rather heavily there.
3 in the first term for Lockett, 1 in the second, 1 in the third, so he's got 5 to date. The Saints right back in it at 9-15 to 11-5. In the siren about to go, and it does now. So what a great game we've had. There's been nothing in it all day, and at 3/4 time, it's Footscray by 2 points. It's 71-69. Ball aloft from Chris Mitchell, start of the last term at Moorabbin. It's been a thriller all day, 69-71. Wine to go against Vidovic. Wine wins the tap. Liberatore chases as he's done all day. Hilton goes to ground, no free kick, the members want it. They all jump on top of it. And I think we'll see a few of those in this final term, with players desperate around the footy. Who will get the early break? Brian Sheehan throws it up, working with Chris Mitchell today. Coleman got the tap. Critiuk's handball. Luckily found Frost. Frost's little kick didn't go anywhere. Morris was off the ground. Bowie provides a shepherd. Morris runs back, sweeps it over to McAdam. McAdam takes a fair while, gets rid of it. Coliniuk into his back at the end. Craven chips in and takes a mark. Quickly off around the body. Winmar sits and waits. He's a brilliant footballer. Left foot, little one to Lockett. Well played, Winmar.
Wind have gone a little bit harder to get that ball off Winmar. I know Winmar had a full head of steam up. Here, look, just hesitating. He should have kept going. The big fellow, he's got size on his side. He could have made a better fist, because what he did allow Winmar to chip in, and then in turn, Winmar chipped the ball across to Lockett. Playing in the forward pocket now, Lockett.
He's kicked 90 goals this season, Lockett. In 14 matches to date. That's a poor kick. Extraordinary, really. I mean, there'll be no betting from there in this situation, and he's missed. So the margin is back to a point, and I wonder how critical that is in the final analysis. It's 9-16 to 11-5.
Campbell straight down the middle. That's the way to go with a win for Footscray. Wind down to Liberatore and on to Atkins, who's been good all day. Crediuk coming through. He's got the job in the last quarter on Harvey for St Kilda. And Harvey's been outstanding. A little bit quieter in the third term. But there you see both Crediuk and Harvey in screen. Wine grapples with Vidovic. Vidovic taps it on, but goes to Crediuk, who's had 2 kicks now in this last term. Burke pinches the ball, gives it out to Bowie. Bowie runs into Mansfield. Mansfield with 2 jumpers on, goes wide and looks for Del Rey. He's been Footscray's sensational goal kicker this quarter. Excellent left foot kick. Hits Ballantyne right on the chest. He was a little bit unbalanced, showed great skill there in Del Rey, and shouldn't have any problems with the distance from 50 metres out.
What a great passage of play from Del Rey. Hit the ball hard onto the left foot. Normally a right foot kick, but hit Ballantyne with a beautiful pass.
Right on the 50-metre line, Ballantyne. The Dogs are barking. A great goal to Ballantyne. And Footscray extend their lead now to 7 points.
Well, that's his second, John Ballantyne, and they really did need it at this stage of the game. Well done by Del Rey, coming well up from full forward. Good to see a forward prepared to come out from the goal square too.
77-70. Ballantyne with 2, Royal with 2, Coleman with 2, and Del Rey with 5. Wind and Vidovic. Dwyer, you'd reckon that the Saints need the next one. Burke gets a free kick. Was crashing his way through, kept his head low. Goes to McAdam. McAdam's left foot. Winmar. Stanfield. Craven, well played to Coughlin. To Lockett. Oh. Now, what was Frankie doing, Dom, do you reckon? Was he trying to pass it to Lockett, or was he going for the goal? I think he was looking for Lockett.
I was more impressed with what Winmar was doing, because now they've got a target that will move around up forward, and he really got the ball down. He's really creating something up there with Winmar.
Stanfield takes the mark for Footscray. They're looking good, the Dogs. Those 2 mistakes in St. Kilda's forward line could prove costly. Del Rey at the back, but a good punch from Frawley. In the gutter was Atkins, who gets the ball off to Crediuk. On the left foot. Through comes Dwyer with skill and courage. Finds Bowie. Bowie is dispossessed, but takes one high and will get the free kick.
Well, it was a professional free kick on that occasion, because he would have been off. Had Liberatore not applied that tackle, Bowie definitely would have been off down the ground.
But when you consider that Footscray's missing Foster, Hawkins, Campbell, Callett, Wallace and Grant, all out with injuries, this is a sensational performance at St. Kilda's home ground, as was that mark by Lawrence Bingham. And this player seems to be improving, Don, with every game.
A lot of mobility for a big man. It doesn't surprise him.
Winmar the target. It was a good kick, and Winmar made the effort. Had the pace. He's providing a good foil for Lockett. Long kick needed. You'd say he's just too far out by about 5 metres.
I don't know about this fellow. He's a prodigious kicker of the football.
Now,
he might kick it.
I wonder if he's got the confidence to try and run around here, Don. Well,
oh, you can see there he's in 2 minds. He's not confident of making the distance.
Drop punt, high one. Bingham there, outnumbered, or punched by Footscray to the front of the square. Smith too slow. Lockett to kick the goal. He does. Scores a level. Too slow, Rowan Smith, by a long way then, and 10-17 to 12-5, and Lockett's kick goal number 6.
Well, look at this punch back here by Footscray. What was that, Stanfield? Boy, you go to the boundary line in that situation. You don't bring the ball back into the centre. There's Lockett, an easy 6th goal. But that was a Footscray mistake, not secured the good play.
Terrific game here at Moorabbin. The crowd certainly has found voice. It's a packed stadium here. Perhaps the second last time we'll ever see football at Moorabbin. Liberatore gets it to Atkins, who's really been a good player for Footscray. Royal on to Liberatore. The right foot is looking for Ballantyne, who's coming out from full forward. He trips over. Grant tackles. And the free kick, much to the pleasure of the St. Kilda home crowd, goes to David Grant. A real pressure game of football here, as Baxter stands tall and takes the mark, with Pekin going to ground.
Centre wing, scores level. What a thriller. Ballantyne, Shanahan at the back. Pekin loves to handball. That's always his first movement. Now Frawley, drop punt, Wind and Vidovic. Oh, good mark, Scotty. He knew he was in the spot and had to go, and went and stood his ground and took a strong one. He's been the best big man on the ground. Wind's kicked to full forward. Ballantyne in the front spot. Kolonyuk and Pekin. Pekin's handball was very good. It gave Morris the chance. To Harvey, to Hilton. Hilton from half-back. Bingham versus Stanfield. Stanfield, well done. No free kick was held on to. Still no free kick. Here's Hilton buttering up. Hilton's kick towards Craven on the lead. Smith gets into his back. Too high. Well, he might be arguing, but it was there. A little Craven stood and propped and stopped and got the free kick. Winmar the lead. Into the pocket. Reynolds versus Winmar. Is that Winmar's mark? No, going to Reynolds.
You got to raffle that. I think he could have bounced at the umpire.
It looked 50-50, Don, didn't it? Reynolds bangs it back to free kick surely to Baxter. Mansford, he was crunch. Gives it off to Atkins. Atkins goes towards half forward. Del Rey turns Frawley inside out. Still misses it. Frawley just gave him a little shove. Frost cleverly to take it away from Frawley to the boundary line and a throw in.
He's offers him some aggression on that half forward line, Frost, but he just hasn't got the skill to finish his work off.
No, you wouldn't want Frost and Dunkley in a long kicking competition, would you, at the showgrounds on a Sunday afternoon?
Coleman and Morris. Been a good battle today. Collingwood, Ballantyne. Nobody prepared to put their head over the ball, but Royal will. He doesn't mind the goal. Round the corner. It's a great goal to Royal, and the Dogs are in front.
What a goal from Brian Royal. They worked it down there, Footscray. It was a hard slog. He got the break, Royal, and banged it goalward over the left shoulder. Here it is. Watch this in replay. Nothing spectacular about it. It's just hard work. Foster had his ball smothered. Then Royal off the ground. Follows up. Finds space. Brian Royal's third.
Canine capers here at Moorabbin as the Dogs go 6 points in front, but St Kilda go into attack through Dwyer.
Stanfield, little kick towards Atkins, finds him at centre wing. Again, the next goal crucial. Plenty of time remaining, but goals are hard to get. Atkins kicked a half forward. Morris, well done. Good mark against Coleman. I'd say he's just had the better of the duel. Coleman's had moments, but Morris...
It's been an interesting one, Bruce.
Now Morris sweeps himself inside. He's got Burke and he uses him quite cleverly. Now Burke to provide the rebound. So the Saints change the direction of their attack. Well played, Del Rey to hold Frawley up. And now Stanfield to Liberatore, to Del Rey. Over the top to Atkins. It's a wonderful build-up. Atkins goes for goal. Gives it a real right. Is it a goal?
Oh.
It is. No, free kick. Free kick to St Kilda. Well, talk about anticlimactic, Chris Mitchell. Because it was a wonderful piece of play, but if the free kick's there, you've got to pay it as an umpire.
Well, he ruined it, didn't he, as an umpire?
Didn't read the script.
No, what an exciting passage of play. But then again, the free kick was there. You've got to pay it.
Grant, is that going to be out on the full? It is. So suddenly, Footscray will attack again.
It's going to be hard for them to bring it in from this pocket, Footscray.
Royal.
There's a hole there, Bruce.
Now Royal bangs it towards full forward to the point of the square. Coleman's big fly at the back. Morris goes to ground. Harvey, who's surely injured, got a high tackle and will take the free kick. They're playing him in defence, Harvey. He's on one leg at the moment. He goes short out to
Footscray
McAdam.
player down behind play two in a lot of trouble. Just can't pick him up. Might be Foster.
Well, the ball's
Not
with
Foster.
Hilton, who doesn't get much of the football, but when he does, he's usually pretty effective. Bingham nudges his man Stanfield under the ball and takes a mark. Good play, Bingham. Gets it to Fletcher. Smith. Smith was carved up by Winmar early in the piece, but he's played well in the second half. He gets it to Tui. Footscray have a player coming off. Del Rey takes one high.
That's Frost. I said it was Foster. It's Frost, I think, that's gone off the ground, and Croft has just come on. He's gone straight across the line. Frost, they didn't take him through the interchange bench.
Shanahan takes the mark. He's been moved away from Royal and onto Ballantyne. Burke pushes St Kilda into attack.
Up to centre wing. Bingham's fly. Vidovic got a kick away. Bowie and Smith. This is important. Bowie hurled Smith up well. Craven's handball under pressure. Oh, Bowie brilliantly goes for goal, and he's kicked it. Scores a level again. What a thriller. Bowie with great skills on the run to put the Saints back level. 11-17 to 13-5.
Well, his first goal, Brett Bowie. A good passage of play. Smith hit this ball well, but just couldn't follow on. Craven. And there he is, the little fellow. 45 metres directly in front, makes the scores level.
Well, this is one of the best games we've had this season. Two sides with plenty to play for. The Dogs second, St Kilda fifth. St Kilda with a big run of games to come as Liberatore takes Footscray back into attack. Courageous play from Grant, but doesn't do justice to that by a poor handball. Royal, who's been good, swings it round the corner again. But it'll come back. There's a free kick being paid to Grant.
For holding. Unfortunately, they work it down in pressure games like this and the forwards turn it over with a free kick. They've just got to get in front. They don't realise that the ball's going to drop short now. There's a lot of pressure around midfield and the forwards are not getting easy kicks, so it's imperative they get in front.
Grant kicked it to the wing. Wine takes the mark and the pressure's back on St Kilda. Whips the ball out to McPherson, who's been a little bit quiet. Drives Footscray back into attack, dropping back, and what a courageous mark from Grant. Gets it off to Morris, and St Kilda through Morris will go on the outer side and back into attack.
Loves to run with it, Morris. He's kicked to centre wing. Bingham was at the back, no mark. Mansfield was in there. Off the ground again by Tui, but straight to Morris, who's getting on top of Coleman in this last quarter after a good duel early. Stanfield takes the mark. He's got some time to set it up. The kick's very awkward. Here's Coleman. Has to sit and wait. McAdam to take him on. Coleman with one hand in the end. Very ordinary build-up by Footscray here. Morris back to Shanahan. Maybe the Saints have gathered here. Shanahan's kicked to Bowie. Here's some run. Coghlan now. Winmar's at centre-half forward. He kicks it towards him, and Smith takes a good mark.
Now that's good. Really well done. He really attacked the ball hard earlier. He's only slight in frame. A great runner. Let's hope the little fellow's all right.
Rain just commencing here at Moorabbin. And Smith, what's the courage here? He keeps his eye on it. And running into him, Reynolds.
But he really did have to go there, Bruce. It's a critical stage of the game, as you know. Scores locked away here. And what Footscray are tending to do is go a little bit wide when Coleman had the ball out in centre wing. And one of the dangers of this ground is going too wide. You can get lost in the flanks and around the wings. You've got to maintain your going down the centre.
Young Smith has been concussed on a couple of occasions this year, Don, so that let's hope he's all right. They'll be having a good look at him. Free kick to St Kilda. Burke just switches it inside to Harvey. Little one to Bowie. The Saints with some run here. Bowie goes towards Winmar. Reynolds gets in the front, gets a shove in the back, doesn't get a free kick. McPherson tried to crash his way through. Wine did it very well, the big man. Around his body, Krediuk on the front spot takes the mark.
It's like two heavyweights slugging it out in the 15th round as Smith drives Footscray back into attack. Shanahan affects the spoil on Valentine. Royal gets it out cleverly onto Croft, and Croft goes with the left foot. It's an important kick. The Dogs are back in front.
What a game we've got here in the last quarter. What a terrific passage of play by Brian Royal. That ball was just about trapped by the St Kilda player. I think it was Peakin on the ground. Watch this. Ball to ground. There's Peakin, just about traps it. Royal just gets a little toe in there, keeps the ball going forward, gets it across to Croft, who's come on for interchange for Frost. And he's put through his first, Croft.
Punch for punch they are going here at Moorabbin. Vital take out of the centre this will be. Wine does it well, but it's smothered in there by Fletcher. Players jump on the ball. This is desperation stage now.
Gee. Wine went in after he really didn't get a hit down, but Liberatore threw himself in head first, trying to get that ball out.
Footscray are hamstrung on the boundary. They've got two injuries. Hunter has been off since early in the piece, and we saw Michael J. Frost come off with an injury there. Liberatore now. Good hands to Atkins. Atkins gets them going. Croft once again. In slides Burke. Play just held up here a little bit. Now it's Footscray. Good tackle, Atkins. Through comes Smith, who's lifted in this last 10 minutes. Kicks a little bit ordinary. McAdam does it well with skill and gets it onto Hilton. And he'll go with a bounce down the outer wing at Moorabbin. He's looking for an option. There's no tools there. Across comes Bingham.
Oh, it should be free kick too.
Advantage paid here for Footscray. And McPherson kicks it low and hard across the outer wing.
Mansfield in pursuit. It'll beat him and out of play.
Craven's coming off for St Kilda and Kickett coming on.
Well, it's been a great contest from the very first bounce. Both sides have given it all and they're still going here. A goal the difference, Footscray in front. Dwyer, Liberatore, Fletcher looking for a free kick, Koliniuk over the top of it.
He doesn't look too good either, Bruce. I just watched Kickett come on. He seems a little proppy. He's gone down in the forward pocket. Smith's going to be his man.
Perhaps Kenny Sheldon just hoping Donny can snare a goal. He can do the unusual. Atkins went to ground. Here's Morris, who's provided a lot of run from half-back. Now Kickett immediately into the action. Takes a very good mark against Smith. Plays on quickly. Coughlin and Tui. Tui did well there. Now Kickett again. Can he kick a goal? Ducks his head. Tui got hold of him. Well played. McPherson to Wine. To Smith, who has lifted, as Gerard said a moment ago. Koliniuk takes the mark at centre wing. McAdam comes in.
The handball is terrific, Footscray. They've got fellows running past and they're being rewarded.
Koliniuk's high ball towards Del Rey and Royal. Royal reads it. Still Royal. Little handball. Croft. Handball okay. Baxter should have handballed to Atkins. He goes towards goal and he misses a wonderful opportunity to set up a sitter.
Lay-down was there if he could have got it across, but maybe we're asking a little too much.
I tell you what, I bet you Atkins would have given it to Baxter.
Well, it reminded me of Kickett's lack of a handball here at the other end of the ground, so sides really are struggling under the pressure. Should be giving the first option. Coleman and Vidovic. Back to Royal. From boiled olives to chocolates he goes. Liberatore is pounced upon by Burke. Was there a free kick there, Don?
I'm a commentator, not an umpire.
I would never have argued with you at this stage of the game, Don. Coleman again. Bowie. Grant's handball goes to Coleman. Danny Del Rey, can he kick another one?
Well, he's blooded his copybook. Out of bounds on the full. He's kicked 4 straight. Or 5 straight. 5 straight it is. Terrific conversion rate from Del Rey and has been a good player at full forward.
He had Royal short too, if he was able to just pop it over to him. Morris has kicked to centre half-back. Stanfield pushed out of it by Bingham. Well read Bowie's had an important last quarter. Lockett right up the ground. McPherson, oh gee, they just paved the way for him. And through went Stephen with a long kick to centre half forward. Oh, at the back, missed by Pekin. Here's a chance. Royal, Koliniuk, important kick. Left foot, go, goal. It could be enough. It's a 2-goal ball game. It's 15-5 to 11-17. Koliniuk's kicked the goal, and again Royal had an important touch on the forward line.
Well, he's kicked 24 goals, 21 this year coming into this game, Koliniuk. And Royal could have gone onto the left, but realised he might have been a little bit too far out for the left foot. Got it across to Koliniuk all by himself, and he scrubbed that one through. They all count, though.
A 2-goal buffer now to Footscray. Winmar in the square alone for St Kilda. Lockett out to centre half forward. Perhaps Winmar needs to come onto the ball as Footscray go ahead again through Atkins. He's been brilliant, Atkins. Many possessions today. In fact, he's had 39 touches of the football, and whilst he's not the most effective kick or handball, well, kick in the business, very rarely does his handball go astray.
If you work on percentages, the percentages must go Footscray's way more than it goes the opposition if he gets that many touches, Atkins.
Players struggling for possession. St Kilda need the next goal. Morris over the top. Poor handball, sends it to his direct opponent in Coleman. Coleman with time. Drives the ball poorly into the forward line.
It really was a poor kick, wasn't it? He could have got a little bit more air, you know, given a little bit more air.
Well, he had time, Don. And really should have put it one out into the square with Del Rey. Vidovic takes the front spot. Coleman doesn't really appear to have much idea at those boundary throw-ins. Pekin gets St Kilda forward. Bowie with quick hands. Back to Morris, but the pressure from Footscray's good. Burke comes in. He's a fighter. He won't go down.
Well, Liberatore really didn't make an effort then to get that ball out.
Coleman running into the umpire. Vidovic wins the tap. Less than 7 minutes remaining, so there's still time, but they'd want a goal, you'd think, the Saints in the next 2 or 3 minutes, because goals have been very difficult today. and Footscray in attack. Now Burke's kicked from half back. Wine dropping back to Hilton. Winmar up the ground at the moment. Hilton's squaring kick. Kick at the target is a good kick and a good mark.
He doesn't look too fit at that. I mean, he looks fit enough now. Kick it. A little properly when he came off the bench.
Lockett in the goal square. This is an important ball. Campbell and Lockett. Lockett well played at the side by
Stanfield.
Yes, he did well, Don, to come in and punch it through for a behind. 11-18 to 15-5 now. Winmar up the ground, Gerard.
Well, I think St Kilda are now in a position where they must win the game, and as we predicted earlier, Winmar's one that can win the ball through centre. Kickett can kick goals, but Kickett should have kicked that ball quicker into their forward line where Lockett was one out. Colin
well done.
Blind handball, unfortunately finds Burke, who kicks it blindly once again. Pressure telling on all players. McAdam and McPherson. Is there a free kick there?
Yes, there is. Chris Mitchell spotted that one. It's going McPherson's way. McAdam was holding McPherson. Interesting, that kick from Campbell went straight down the ground. You'd think they'd be trying to defend whatever lead they had and going out wide.
Just a lull in play here as McPherson just chips it to Mansfield. One senses that the Scraggers think if they just hold time, they've got it. Oh, Royal, he's been superb in that forward line. Quickly gets the ball to Atkins, who knocks it on. The ball travelling Footscray's way as Crediuk dives on it. Valentine with a little bit of a kick in danger is penalised, and Burke with the helmet gets them into attack.
Frawley from half back to centre wing. McPherson, Bingham at the back. Liberatore very low to the ground. Still Liberatore. Threw it away in the end. Morris, no free kick. Harvey, Crediuk with him, and Footscray able to hold it up. We're inside 5 minutes remaining. 11 points.
Well, this helps Footscray. The way the game's being played now, packs, scrimmages, helps Footscray. But it doesn't help St Kilda. They've got to open up and get it down on that forward line quickly and capitalise.
Well, a goal to Footscray here, and that would be enough. Reynolds off the ground. Baxter there. Harvey and Winmar. And again held up. So, Dom, we've got 4.5 minutes to go. Footscray lead by 11 points. And
it's only 2 straight kicks, Bruce.
And the Saints have got to get them. So, the next flurry, most important. Free kick going to Morris, who just played for it, but did it cleverly enough. He's had a terrific game in terms of stats. The kick out towards centre wing. Bowie, Liberatore runs into him. Bowie's been the best of the little men in the last quarter. Looked for 50 metres, didn't get it.
Got to play it down quickly. Centre half forward.
Lockett looking for a lead. Now Bowie switches it to his left foot. Lockett the target. Campbell runs very hard and very well. Well played, Tony Campbell. It was a big effort.
At least Lockett's now leading. This is what Winmar was doing early in this last quarter. He was giving something to kick at.
Lockett with 6 goals. It's been a good battle with Campbell. Perhaps if Lockett can kick a vital one in the last quarter, it could swing it his way. Coghlan bursts through. Smith does extremely well off the ground. Clears the ball for Footscray. Colin in a race for it. Picks it up cleanly. He's got Mansfield inside, who takes too long as Kickett comes down and unloads him. Vital turnover here for St Kilda. McAdam takes it from Winmar. Spins out of trouble with great skill and dexterity, but the kick is a poor one. And Crediuk drops back to take a vital mark for Footscray.
And pretty well today. Crediuk.
The small chip kick finds Reynolds. Reynolds chips it again. They're playing keepings off football here. Possession football. Mansfield takes the mark. 11 kicks, 3 handballs here to young Mansfield. Less than 3 minutes of play remaining. The left foot goes forward. Coleman should contain this one. Gets it on the bounce. Waits and sits, and it goes to Atkins. Poor kick from Atkins, but it may be good enough with Delray at the back. Delray, quick hands, finds Croft. Croft's kick is smothered. Frawley. Shanahan, and on to Bowie.
Burke short, he'll find him. Big moment now for St Kilda. They must get something out of this attack because we've got 2 minutes remaining and they need 2 goals. Vidovic. Morris has played a wonderful last term. He keeps on running. Dwyer short. It goes long to centre half forward. Lockett tried a half volley. Wine, can he bend down the big man? Campbell was shepherding very cleverly. Stanfield, good kick. I reckon the doggies are home. There's 1:58 remaining, and I reckon they'll get the money. Baxter from half-back with a high one, up towards half-forward. The fly was from the side from Pekin. Burke, Atkins, snared by Croft, long handball to centre half-forward. McAdam held up, a good tackle. Atkins clever, quick kick, here's the chance. Frawley, did it well. He was outnumbered. Winmar, 1.5 minutes remaining. Taps it on the ground, looks at an option, goes long and high to centre wing. Fletcher versus McPherson. Fletcher got rid of him. Stanfield, now Hilton. We're down to 1:20. Hilton with a little kick round the body. Coughlin almost went to ground. Still Frankie looking for it. Tried to get it to Harvey. Had 25 possessions in the first half, 10 in the second half. Liberatore through the centre. The Doggies go to centre half forward.
Coleman and Shanahan. Coleman again drives the ball long. Mark not taken there by Shanahan. That was Frawley at centre half forward, and Shanahan drops the ball onto the half-back flank for St Kilda. Time running out for the Saints. There's less than a minute to go now. Collinyuk, could he seal it for the Doggies? He walks around. He spins it round. It's coming right around. A poster.
Good play by Croft to keep it in. The Dogs, they just want to kick goals.
Gee, that's the one though, Don. That means they're 12 points in front. Shut the gate.
Well, the ball just kept bending and bending. I thought it was going to do enough, but perhaps the point will be enough. Morris, surely this is St Kilda's last chance. In fact, they have no chance with 25 seconds. The Dogs are home here at Moorabbin. An incredible victory when you consider the stars they had out. Hawkins, Foster, Campbell and Grant. Tui giving the instructions. Krediuk. He'll bomb this in. It's irrelevant now. The siren goes, and the Scraggers have come home in one of the most important victories they've had this year. The final score, 11-18-84 to Footscray, 15-7-97. A 13-point victory to Footscray.
So consecutive losses for St Kilda. Campbell, well, he had a terrific duel with Lockett. Liberatore was wonderful. Lockett 6 goals. Bingham tried pretty hard. They had some terrific players, St Kilda, but in the final analysis, they're looking at the chopping block at the moment. Atkins, magnificent game. McPherson congratulating him. Little Liberatore coming in there. Danny Frawley and Atkins together. But as Gerard has said, to be able to come to Moorabbin with 6 of your very best out from a team that had won last week, the team spirit is sky high. There's Lockett with his 6 goals. He's got 91 for the season. He did a pretty good job. Frost doesn't look at all well at the left ankle bandage. Hunter went off earlier. So effectively, they only had 18 fit men at the end. But it was Footscray's day. The Doggies are barking. They win by 13 points.